We're joined now by Fresno State head men's basketball coach Vance Walberg. Coach, entering year 2 under you, what are you most looking forward to about the season?
A whole new group, basically. Just getting the enjoyment and the fun back into the game. You know, last year obviously was a very tough year, and I think with the group of players that we have, I think the city's going to really enjoy watching the type of players and the type of way we're going to play this year.
A little bit of a cloud of outside noise and distractions last year. How do you move forward from that with this group?
This group, you know, and that's the one nice thing about the portal NIL is, you know, one group is going to go real fast. So I think we have 3 players from last year. So majority of them all new. We have a lot of international kids. So that part I think is going to be easy. And honestly, that last year, we're just looking forward.
Tell us a little bit about some of the new additions that you have to the team, including those international guys.
Okay, I think I'll start with Jake Heidbreder. Jake was at Air Force 3 years ago, third team All Mountain West. Went to Clemson the last 2 years. Phenomenal kid, phenomenal young man. People are going to enjoy watching him. He can shoot it. He can really, really shoot it. Plus, he's smart. Probably the best cutter I've ever had in my 48 years of coaching. The kid knows how to cut, when to cut, and a big part of that is playing at Air Force at the style that they play. But phenomenal player. We got DJ Douglas back from last year. DJ was hurt. I think he played like 90-some odd minutes all year. Very good shooter. I think he's, you know, with DJ and Jake, you're talking about 2 guys that can really spread out a defense. And then Zayon Collins is back. Zayon's, I think, should be one of the best point guards in the league if he does his job. You know, we just got to get him to get his composure all the time. And then we have a slew of international kids. The first one I would go with is a 7-footer, Wilson Jocks. Wilson, Bastian Reber, and Nathan Zulami all played in the same under-20 pro league. There's 17 teams. They picked 5 for first team, 5 for second, 5 for third. Bastian was a 13 pick there. Nathan was a second team pick, and Wilson was actually the MVP of the league. And all 3 of them have different skill levels, but I think they're going to be fun to watch. And then we picked up 6'9" Slovenian, Gasper Kosovar. Good athlete, hard worker, again, just my type of player. He's going to do what it takes for the team to win. Cam Foss came from UMKC, and Cam is, I think, a pretty special player. Can really shoot it, smart. Being a grad senior, it's nice. Both him and Jake are grad seniors. You know, last year I think we were the 8th youngest team in the country, so it's nice to have some experience back. And then another, I think a key player is going to be Mikan Diop. Mikan was a redshirt last year. He's a 6'10", 6'11" guard wing, and he does a lot. I mean, when he wants to be good, he can be good. He can go inside, he can go outside, he can pass the ball. Very unselfish player. I think we got a really good mix of kids.
When you coached college basketball the first time, things are a lot different now from when they were then, obviously NIL being the biggest of that. How does that make things more difficult when it comes to building a roster these days?
Well, the hard part is, like I said, I've told some people, you know, we had 3 players last year I really wanted back. Brian Amaniki, Alex Crawford, and Elijah Price. We probably paid them about $150,000 last year. This year they're getting $1.15 million. So money is a big part of this now, unfortunately. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, don't want to see it, but it is what it is. I think there's 2 teams over $20 million this year in college basketball. The Power Fours are between $12 and $15 million average on their team. So it's going to come down to money, unfortunately.
The last year in the Mountain West for you guys before you make the shift to the Pac-12, that obviously makes an impact when it comes to the NIL and what to look forward to. What are you most looking forward to about this final year in the Mountain West Conference?
Just want to win. Just want to win. I think we have a good enough team this year where we can play with a lot of teams. Now, to win, we're going to have to really do a few more things. But I really think last year, a lot of times, we're just trying to stay close. You know, keep it within 20. You know, when we got down to the 6 players and so forth. So this year, I really think we got a good enough squad. And if we do the right things, we can stay with a lot of teams and hopefully beat them at the end.
You and I spoke about this a little briefly, but how has your coaching style changed just from year 1 to year 2? A lot of craziness last year within the program, obviously the first year for you with the Bulldogs, but how have you changed?
I would say the biggest thing for me is I'm not a very patient person. I like, you know, getting right after it. I got to learn to be patient. I have to learn to be patient. You know, I want to win right away and do this and do that. So if I can, I would say the biggest thing I had to do is get them to understand the culture and the little things it takes to win. I think, I've always been a big believer of no excuses, find a way to get things done, and I just have to be able to do that.
You guys head to Arkansas in early December. How does playing a program like that help this group?
I think it's a great experience to see what it's like with the big boys. And, obviously Arkansas, I think, a preseason 9 or 10 right now in the country. Coach Cal always has a great team. Just for them to see what it's like. You go from one level. When I went from high school to junior college, I go, whoa, these guys are much better athletes. And I went from junior college to Division I. I go, whoa. Then I went from Division I to NBA. Then they're just so good. And there's a lot of levels in the Division I, from mid-major to the high major. So I think it's great for the players to see that.
If you had one word to describe this group and the mentality of this team right now, what would it be?
Mentality. One word.
Or a few words if you have to.
I would say special. I think they're going to be a special group. I really do. Just the way their work ethic so far in the preseason, during the summer and during the fall, has been phenomenal. They work hard. Their attitude's been great. So if we can keep that, and we're going to have some tough times. You always go through tough times. If we keep that through the tough times, I think we're going to be okay.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.